I was freaking killing it too, killing it. Forgot to hit that record, whatever though. Anyways, first off, want to start off with is the old, freaking geriatric dementia guy, Biden and his administration talking about this tax proposal, because you have all these huge corporations. BlackRock, which is the largest investment company on the entire planet, is invested in crypto. Amazon, Apple, all these companies, they are already in the game. But what they want, since they can't control it, they can't stop it, is they want tax bill that they're proposing. They're going to mandate, okay, U.S. exchanges to provide them with all of your information. Because in crypto, I can buy it on an exchange, I can transfer to a wallet, and I ain't got to tell nobody nothing. Okay, and they do not like that. Uncle Sam wants his money. Okay, but fortunately for me and for some select few people in the inner circle, doesn't affect us at all, because we've set up our estates in a proper way. Okay, but another thing I wanted to share with you guys, big article. Okay, for me, this information, especially being in this game for 16 years, I'm not big on conspiracy theories. Okay, I'm just looking at the facts and I'm putting things together. I'm looking at what these people are saying, people like Klaus Schwab and the likes. I'm watching what their actions, they're telling you what their plans are. They're not hiding anything. Okay, they may be conspiring in these backdoor meetings and then giving you a little bit of information when they want you to know about it, but they're telling you right in clear sight. So big things, guys. You've got to wake up, and great video right here.
Into a lockdown. Now, I don't know if that is true, but I'm going to share with you the facts, figures, numbers, logic, what I know is happening within our economic system. Do not take this as financial advice. Don't make any financial moves. It's just my opinion.
Oh my gosh, let's let this thing catch up. Okay. Yeah. Hold on.
True.
Come on, man.
Take this as financial
advice.
Don't make any financial moves.
My opinion,
my perception, and my prediction. I'm going to share with you the facts, figures, numbers, logic, what is happening right now within our current economic system, and the things that could happen based on historical patterns over year, and nothing new under the sun. So there is news that broke last night about 18 hours ago. Today is August 23rd, 2023, that in Virginia, somebody contracted the C word traveling from Japan. But let's pull ourselves to a 30,000 foot overview and let's take a look. Let's first reference what Rosie Rios said. You need a shock to the system to change consumer behaviors in 2012. She was also told to reduce coin and cash usage in 2012. But she couldn't reduce coin and cash usage. Why would she need to do that? Because of GDP growth. That is gross domestic product. So basically, when the economy is going well and there's money in the system, everything goes better. So GDP. So because GDP was going well, she was having trouble reducing coin and cash usage. And she said that they referenced that you need a shock to the system to change consumer behaviors. In 2012, there also was the FOMC that was created, was a Future Oversight Committee to regulate non-bank financial institutions. And during that time, they also created the Bank Bailing Committee, which was interesting. So in 2006 to 2008, the great financial collapse, BlackRock was tapped to balance out the markets. 2009, the BRICS country reform, well, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, which is almost 40% of the world's population. And their narrative since 2009 has been to break away from the Western dominance of the financial system. Interesting, right? So in 2012, Obama's plan was created, the FOMC, the Bank Bailing Committee, which is really interesting. What are we experiencing right now? So were they preparing for this moment in time, and the shock to the system is to change consumer behaviors? You have to figure that out. We cruise along from 2012 to 2019. Now let's pause for just a moment. Larry Fink, the head of BlackRock, the largest asset manager world, been tapped twice by the Federal Reserve to balance out the markets, is on the board of directors or the board of trustees for the World Economic Forum. I remember the World Economic Forum was created in 1971 when we detached from all these gold standard. It's a group of people, very wealthy people, who need to Davos every single year to make big decisions for our world and what's best for us. What they think is best for us. Remember, it's just unbiased lens is sharing with you what's happening. So then 2019, we're cruising along, money's flowing like water, low interest rates, system is booming. And all of a sudden in 2019, the World Economic Forum did a pandemic preparedness response drill. By March 2020, we're in a full-blown pandemic. The whole world gets shut down. I had a business that got shut down. I lost 78% of my revenue. Changed all my behaviors, moving online. Key shock to the system, changing consumer behaviors. It stopped the flow of money in cash, coins. There was a shortage of supply of coins, forced companies and banks to say they don't have cash or we're going cashless. Bank of America launched their first autonomized branch, and it changed consumer behaviors. So as we transitioned out of the pandemic and then into a brave new world of post-pandemic economy, post-pandemic work life, all of a sudden we went to 2022 too. And the very thing that they kept telling you was a fraud, they're starting to dabble in, which is cryptocurrency, blockchain technology. But at the same time, they freaked the public out. Stablecoin collapse, 2 big exchanges collapsed. See, that's bad. Don't go into crypto. On the back end of 2022, something magical started to happen behind the scenes that you didn't see because you were looking in the sky and looking in the ocean. The birds are preceding you, the fish are preceding you. Back into 2022, MicroStrategy, the largest Bitcoin holder in the world, increased their position dramatically in Bitcoin at the end of 2022. Then we went into Q1 2023, MicroStrategy increased their position again. BlackRock and Vanguard, 2 of the biggest asset managers in the world. Remember, Larry Fink is on the board of trustees for the World Economic Forum. The board of trustees' mission is to move the mission purpose forward. BlackRock and Vanguard increased their position in MicroStrategy to 2.1. By the back end of Q1 2023, we started going to bank failures. We're the 2nd largest bank failure in US history. And interesting enough, one of the bank failures, JP Morgan monopolized that as I took over. I remember in 2012, I told you the FOMC was created, Future Oversight Committee to regulate non-bank financial institutions. And the bank failing committees were created in 2012, and Rosie Rios was told to reduce funding passion in 2012. So were they preparing for this coming time in 2023? And then boom, everything flips. We went from cryptocurrencies of fraud to the largest asset managers in the world getting the Bitcoin ETF. We also launched FedNow services in July, which is really interesting. And the BRICS countries are working right now as we speak to bring in a central bank digital currency called BRICS Pay, which they're responsible for 40% of the global population. So we have FedNow services, BRICS Pay coming in. The BIS announced that they have global regulation recommendations. The G20 is going to be meeting in September, which they gave the recommendation G20 and BIS, Bank of International Settlements. The banks said they'll have global recommendations for cryptocurrency on the back end of 2023. But pause for just a moment. Remember, Rosie Rios said you need a shock to the system to change consumer behaviors. Let's back up to the news that came out last night. So in Virginia, somebody from Japan, traveling from Japan, they found a C-word variant. Rumors that we may be locked down. That would change consumer behaviors. At the same time, they're warned out of central bank digital currency. So if you were going to roll out a central bank digital currency and you knew the public was against it, but we know when people are fearful and when they have emotions and they can't control their reactions and they're waiting for a savior, they don't have any other choice to get their stimulus checks. Maybe you could roll out a FedNow services and a central bank digital currency and get them assistance at the speed of light on their cell phone as they sit at home when they're locked down. I don't know, just thoughts. So instead of resisting the invisible enemy and fighting against this and protesting against shit that you can't control because you don't have the resource, or maybe you do. What if you look at battle the enemy inside of yourself? What if you started to look at the media and stop reacting? Start acting like the change you want to see in the world. There's only 3 things. They know this. Your thoughts, what you think. Your actions are what you do, and your emotions is how you react. So if you take control of your emotions on how you react to these things and you look at the origin of it and where it's taking us versus what's happening.
So I'll cut it there. But yeah, so I mean, again, this guy, great video that I saw this week. Again, I'm just reading the wind. I'm just seeing how things unfold. You know, to me, this time going around, I'm seeing it all over social media, people talking about, do not consent, don't wear a mask. Like, people are already preparing. Like, there's already warning signs going off that there is another lockdown coming, that another variant of, like he said, the C word is coming, and how he put it. Again, Rosie Rios back in 2012 to change consumer habits so that we can get in more control and see what's the entire world has changed since 2020. We've got so many people that, they're working from home. They don't want to go back to work in an office. But the bigger thing is, again, the death of the dollar. So beware. This guy talks a lot about on his Instagram channel about XRP, which is one of our #1 coins that we are always talking about in our community. So again, my intention with Galactic and with this show every Friday is to try to wake people up. It's not to try to spread fear and propaganda or anything like that. I'm just trying to bring you the facts, bring you the news stories so that you can make an edge made. Okay, I'm already out of the matrix. Okay, I'm trying to help other people so that you don't suffer. Because again, like he said, BlackRock, which owns shares of MicroStrategies, for BlackRock is invested in Bitcoin. Now BlackRock has applied for a Bitcoin ETF after just months and years ago. All of these companies were going on the news and talking about crypto's a scam, stay away. And now they're getting into it. That's the name of their game. They do not care about you. They do not want you free. So they're going to manipulate the market. They're going to create these things like FTX so they can crash the market, so they can take your crypto, so that then crypto has a bad name, so that everybody at your job is always talking about how bad crypto is. Oh, I knew a guy that lost all this money in FTX. I know this guy that got scammed here or there or everywhere. So it just spreads that misinformation so people won't get in, so that they can corner the market, so that they can then release their CBDCs and so forth, so that they have power and control for you. Put in your old pipe, okay? But moving on, guys, to crypto again. Crypto market, guys, again, Bitcoin really struggling to hold on to that $26,000. Man, it was just, not very long ago, a month or so ago, we were toying with that 30,000 level. Now we've broken all the way down to 26. So again, got a lot of whales, both in XRP and in Bitcoin, moving. This one's $134 million in Bitcoin. So we'll see what happens, guys. Point being, though, again, I've been in crypto now since 2016. I've been an investor since 2000. Key to successful investing is emotional control. So if you haven't started yet, to me, these are fantastic levels to get started in. You do not have to bet the whole farm, but I would highly suggest that you start learning how these tools work, how crypto exchanges work, how transferring works, how wallets work, so that you are well versed, so that when things get real hot, you can take action. Because another point that he was making in that video is back in 2012, I believe it was 2012 or 2016, after the financial crisis of 2008. Okay, all banks have stipulations of what are called bail-ins. Okay, bail-in is, instead of the Federal Reserve or a huge asset manager like BlackRock bailing out the economy, you get to. Okay, when you go in to a bank and you deposit your paycheck, that is not your paycheck anymore. You signed a contract, and in the terms and conditions of that contract, you are lending them your paycheck. You're lending them your money in exchange for a yield, okay? But also in the terms and conditions, it states that if there's a major collapse, you forfeit your money. It's no longer your money. That goes for your 401k, money market accounts, all that stuff. So when the system really starts to crash and crumble, then everything that you worked your entire life for, it is gone, because it's not yours to begin with. So I believe in holding on to my wealth, preserving it, taking personal responsibility for that. And right now is a great time to get started. Okay, so in the last week, Bitcoin, it's up 0.01%. Ethereum down 0.5% at 1650. BNB, a lot of stuff that was happening with BNB this week. We will see what happens. A lot of drama been surrounding them lately, but up 1% in the last week. XRP up 3%, almost 4%. Just phenomenal opportunity at under $1 to get into XRP, because XRP will be the bridge currency between all CBDCs in the future. Cardano down about 1%. I wouldn't touch that with a 10-foot pole, but anyways, Dogecoin, another one I wouldn't be getting into right now, 6 cents. Rounding out the top 10, Solana down about 4.6%. Tron up almost 6% in the last week, so real good right there. Okay, but there was one we're not going to talk a lot about on the show, but Pepe Coin, there was a lot of hype. I know I did that docs, so that thing's just crashed in the last couple of days. But anyways, Matic, another big one that we're always talking about. A lot of partnerships, a lot of adoption and movement there. Down 5.5%. That's about it for the top 10-ish. Was my last favorite one to share with you guys. Stellar up about 6% in the last week. Got anything else I wanted to share there? Nope. So anyways, moving on to inflation, guys. That was the name of the game over the last couple of days. Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell having his yearly Jackson Hole Wyoming meeting, talking about the current state of the economy and the current state of inflation, talking about, I watched it. I mean, these guys are just really good at just talking in circles. It's about a 15-minute meeting. I got absolutely nothing out of it. No clear direction besides, our goal is still 2%. We're going to do whatever it takes. This lady, Christine Lagarde, same thing. She's from the European Central Bank, talking about the same thing needed to defeat inflation. I'm going to keep talking about this every single week on this show. Their whole game is to try to confuse you and to make this stuff seem complicated. Okay, inflation, the inflation they're talking about is different than the real inflation. Again, inflation is like inflating a balloon, the money supply. The dollar was created in 1913. And since then, the number of dollars that have been created just continues to expand or inflate like a balloon. As that money supply inflates, each of those dollars that was created out of thin air becomes more worthless. So it takes more dollars to buy gas. It takes more dollars to buy eggs or milk or beef or clothes or back to school supplies. They cannot fix it. And what they're trying to do is they're trying to manipulate the percentage rate that they are charging to the banks and to the government to borrow money from them. So what I wanted to share with you was a phenomenal, I was going to actually share with you this article from Forbes, but actually I found this video, okay, from my man Mike Maloney from goldsilver.com. Okay, this guy, if you haven't yet, go to YouTube and search Hidden Secrets of Money. I think it's like an 8-part video series. Each one's like, half hour, 45 minutes. So it's a good chunk, but by the time you're done watching them, if you make it through, you will be enlightened to how the money system really works. And I just want to share this clip with you real quick. Mike is going to go over how the money system, how the system really works. Okay, because it is a scam in the perfect definition. So here we go. Let's watch this real quick. Okay. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Why is this working? Oh, here we go. Oh, Lord. We might not get to, okay, I think. Come on, Frank. No, dang it. That's a real bummer. I'm going to try. Anyways, I'm going to walk you through the, here we go. Come on, baby. Treasury bond. Step two. Dang it, you son of a gun. Son of a gun. Okay, it's all fake, guys. It is all fake. There's no money. It's all just these bonds that they're creating out of thin air. That's the national debt. They swap those to big banks, JP Morgan, Chase, Wells Fargo.
Checking account that has a zero balance. Then they give those checks to the banks and currency just springs into existence.
Poof.
And then the whole process repeats.
And now it's not even currency. It's just digits on computer screens.
Which is really just a supply of numbers. The Treasury then deposits the numbers in the various branches of the government, and we get to step 3. The government then spends the numbers on promises, public works, social programs, and war. Then the government employees, contractors, and soldiers deposit their pay into the banks, and we get 4, where the banks multiply the numbers by magically inventing more IOUs through fractional reserve lending, where they steal a portion of everyone's deposit and lend it out. That currency gets redeposited, and then a portion is stolen again. And the process repeats over and over, magnifying the currency supply exponentially. Then we work for some of those, which is step 5, where our numbers are taxed. We pay tax to the IRS, who then turns our numbers over to the Treasury, so the Treasury can pay the principal plus the interest on bonds that were purchased by the Federal Reserve with a check from nothing. Then we get to step 6.
And the IRS isn't even bringing in enough money from taxation to cover the interest on the national debt.
They don't want it.
And here's the best part.
Step 7. The secret owners take their cut. The world's largest banks own the Federal Reserve. Those banks make a profit selling our national debt to the Fed. They make a profit when the Fed pays them interest on reserve sales held with the Fed. And the Fed pays them a 6% dividend on their ownership. This system is fundamentally evil. It pump as well.
All right, well, I'm gonna stop that. Okay, so anyways, guys, again, I highly recommend. I mean, this stuff is gonna save your life, literally. If you can figure this out, and if you can, put yourself in the path of wealth, because that's where the money's getting transferred to. That's where all the economic energy is going to be transferred to, is digital assets. It's already happening. So you've got to wake up and realize that these people are robbing you blind. They're robbing your kids blind. They're robbing future generations blind, like he just ended. This system is fundamentally evil. These are evil, inherently evil people running the show. And we can take back, we can win this game. And the way we do it is by stop participating. Hold it yourself, buy digital assets. If you had Bitcoin's greatest return, be anything in human history so far. But anyways, I'm freaking on one today. But anyways, guys, moving forward, I'm not even going to talk about that because it's the same thing. Okay, when they're talking about interest rate hikes, they're talking about the interest percentage that they are charging to the banks to, remember, like he said, create money out of thin air. So when you go get a mortgage, there's no money sitting at the bank. Okay, they're taking that contract that you signed, and then they're creating the money out of thin air. It's all a fugazi. Okay, and then they're making interest on top of the interest on top of the interest. Okay, but anyways, okay, moving on. That's it for inflation. Again, Jerome Powell says in 15 minutes full of words. Okay, anyways, moving on to de-dollarization, guys. Okay, de-dollarization will be a vicious cycle as hyperinflation leads to higher rates that will further erode the greenback's power. Already happening, guys. Last week we talked about on the show is that India settled its first trade with Saudi Arabia, buying 1 million barrels of oil in rupees rather than dollars. Okay, it's already happening. So the writing is on the wall. If you've even made it this far, you definitely, get on it because it's happening. Okay, but even bigger news this week, the BRICS summit that we've been talking about for months now on this show happened. Okay, a lot of big stuff. 6 new nations talking about joining, including Iran and Saudi Arabia. Big. These are huge. I mean, Saudi Arabia, #1 oil producing country. Talked about that last week too. Okay, this is so freaking big, guys. Big. Okay, and I saw a video and I couldn't find it. Saw it first thing this morning. Let's see if I could find it again though. But Putin talking about, listen, you can't stop this. It's inevitable. It's inevitable. The dollar's decline, getting rid of the dollar. It is inevitable. It's already happened. It's already in production. We're already moving forward with it. These countries around the world, they're tired of it. They see the scam. Okay. And so you just got to follow suit with what they're doing. But anyways, last thing I'm going to talk about before I send it over to Ken is another point that Homeboy made in that Instagram video. And that is BRICS Pay, guys. It's real. Here's their freaking website. Here's the website. It's already working. They're already testing it out. There's a video right here that you can watch. A guy buying a bottle of wine with BRICS Pay. It's already happening. And what is it? It is a decentralized multi-currency digital international payment system so that they can just sidestep America, because America has weaponized the dollar. They put sanctions. If they don't like you, they just sanction you. They say that, oh, you can't do trade because all trade is settled in dollars. The beautiful country of Iran. If you look at Iran back in like the 60s and 70s, beautiful, thriving country, beautiful people, wealthy country that boom, America just destroyed. Okay, Afghanistan, Iraq, all of those. I mean, Libya, all these countries, beautiful people. People just want to love and love their kids and love their family. But then if you cross the old Americanos, we're coming to get you. This year or last year, whenever that, fake war started, America put sanctions on Russia. And that's when I think they really turned up the old, the gas pedal on BRICS. And so here it is. You can go check it out yourself right there, BRICSPay.com, just like galacticcrypto.com. If you haven't yet, go to that website, download that free workbook I told you about. Okay. But then you can check out BRICS Pay. It's all right here. It's not like I'm making this stuff up. Okay. And so for me, this is step 1. Get the software working effectively and efficiently. Step 2 is going to be unveiling a BRICS currency. Had someone in our Discord community share some videos today talking about that BRICS currency. And if it's true, and I'm not going to talk about it because I watched it all, but didn't dive deep. But man, they're saying already that one BRICS dollar is already worth 55 US dollars. So that's like pesos. So if you think about that, okay, America imports a lot of goods and services, oil, okay? Just to give you one example, okay? I mean, your phone, this is made in China. So all of these things that we import, if China or if these other countries started saying, hey, you can only settle in the BRICS currency, whoo-wee, man, I'm telling you, things can change really quick. So that's really, that's all I've got. Again, if you haven't yet, again, be sure to go and check out that video series by Mike Maloney. It will change your life. You cannot works. And that video series, Hidden Secrets of Money, that will teach you how the game of money really works. That's all for me. What you got for us, Ken?
What's up, everybody? Any shot you can, yep. Well, while he's doing all that, let me just run through real quick, guys. Everybody, my name is Ken Krotz. I've been a Galactic member now for a couple years. Gosh, Gary absolutely killed it on the show today. And I just want to bring up a couple things that, build off of what he said earlier. And guys, I do so much research now. And one thing I thought about this week that really, I became a Galactic member.
Is that happening on my
joined the
end too?
Discord
Is that
group.
just my audio or yours too? Is yours skipping really bad?
No, it's not skipping. Is it skipping
Okay,
on your
good.
end?
Bad. So I don't know. If
Oh,
it's-
wow.
Yeah, dude, one thing. Keep going then, man.
Yeah, no problem. Fix your algorithm, guys. Join the Discord group because we've got tons of videos, tons of things. You can do your own research and, really dive in. And gosh, once you become that member, you have the videos we already have uploaded. Now you're going to start having other videos pop up because of that amazing thing called an algorithm that's going to, just give you all the information. It's really hard to put everything together for this short amount of a show every Friday for you guys, especially, when I first started, maybe 10 minutes of research a day, all the way up to 30. And now, man, I'm obsessed and I'm like 2 to 4 hours of research a day. So it's really hard to throw all of that into a short video here. But let me just pull all of this up. So screen, boom, start broadcast. All right. All right. Can you see my screen, Gary?
Not yet.
Huh. It shows that it's sharing on my end. Let's see.
There you go.
You can see it?
Yep.
Nice. All right. What I'm going to do here is try to tie everything together so you guys can see that these CBDCs, they can't just build them themselves. They need already made technologies, products that are already built to use to build their CBDCs. I don't know about CBDCs, but I want to use the technology and invest in the technology that they will be using for the financial market. They don't just come out and say, this is what we're going to use, this is what I'm going to use, but they do give you little tips and they do give you little, phrases that will catch your eye, that mean something, that if you're in the crypto world, you'll recognize. But let's dive into ISO 222, the ecosystem in March of 2023 switch its real-time gross settlement to T2, which follows ISO 222. The switch involves transactions for settlements, payments related to the ecosystem's monetary policy operations, as well as bank-to-bank and commercial transactions. Just to kind of give you guys a roadmap of what ISO 222 is, we got right here the SWIFT system, Trace Financial, Zinfin, which is another coin we talked to you guys about, XDC, Allogrand, USDC, JP Morgan's in here. We have Stellar, IBM, and then, of course, our favorite Ripple and XRP. We got a little IOTA there. And, just diving in, there's some other transactional services with HBAR. Those are kind of like all of your big coins that are in that system. All right. And then just to show you guys Fed Now, which is exactly like the BRICS coin is going to be. These are the big corporations that are going to be involved in it. One that you really need to look here is BNY Mellon. Gosh, all the biggest banks though, but BNY Mellon is probably the biggest corporation here. And then down here for transactions, Temenos is another one you guys need to pay attention to. Just kind of watch everything that I pull up here. And this is going to pop up everywhere that we're looking: Russia, BRICS, England, but Federal Reserve Task Force to improve speed and transparency of global payments. I'm going to pull up a video here real quick that I found online at a Senate meeting in 2019, August of 2019.
To speed up the process of clearing payments.
Oh,
I want to bring up a report that was issued
let me
2
start
years
that over again.
payments.
Whoop, gosh dang it. All right.
In that report,
All right, here we go.
as a central bank in America, the Federal Reserve has a responsibility to speed up the process
Can you hear that?
of clearing
Yeah.
payments. I want to bring up a report that was issued 2 years ago, the Faster Payments Task Force. In that report, the task force called for a payment system in the United States that is faster, ubiquitous, broadly inclusive, safe, highly secure, and efficient by 2020. Mr. Chairman, 2020 is less than 6 months away. Yes or no, will we have a faster payment system by then?
No.
All right. And then you heard that Faster Payment Task Force, Federal Reserve Task Force, all of these companies, all of them are all task force or, investment groups of people that are going to go in and research. Today, after 2 years of work, the Federal Reserve released a Faster Payment Task Force. Here we go again. Action plan for bringing faster payments to the United States, highlighting Ripple's ability to underpin the next generation of cross-border payments. Set up in 2015, guys. Guys, this has been going on forever. This article came out in 2020. I'm going to keep moving on here. Again, I'm going to upload these so you guys can see these. Stellar Luminous. Oh, there's that big company again, Temenos. They're a FedNow partner, opening 1,600 banks and credit unions to the Stellar blockchain. So guys, we're using these technologies. They're going to need these coins to make these transfers using their ledger. Some big companies on that HBAR that are partners here. We've got Boeing, Chainlink, Avery Dennison, Dell Technologies. I know IBM's on this. T-Mobile is here. And then, of course, if you guys have bought anything off of Alibaba, then you have already used the HBAR ledger. And then, guys, this is huge, diving more into, and I've read all of this, but foreign and Russian experience of blockchain digitalization by central banks, financial and technology companies. And this is a whole report coming from the Minister of Finance in Russia, talking about the SWIFT system, Ripple. I'm not going to dive in here and read too much about it, but they really dive in here and talk about the blockchain moving forward. This is just, we got fintech here, SWIFT, all of these words are huge words when we're talking about XLM and XRP. And then, gosh, these are all over the place. So again, fix that algorithm, download our Discord, join our group so that you guys can find all this stuff too. I'm going to upload this document to our Discord group. Moving on, we talked about this a couple of weeks ago, Bank of England, Ripple proof of concept. We've moved forward a little bit with the Bank of England, and we have the digital pound, speech by John Cunliffe. And in this speech, guys, he dives in on he starts dropping words like ledger. He doesn't say Ripple exactly in this speech, but he does talk about low transaction fees and making transfers in seconds. The only ledgers you can do that on are going to be XRP and XLM. So again, he's just using words like core ledger. They have where was it? Hold on. This is at the beginning here of this. Because again, we're going to hear again, H&M, Bank of England, H&M Treasury Task Force. So guys, we hear that word again all over the place, task force. Guys, these guys have been working on this for years. Oh, that was something else. And then to end it all out here, last year, 93% of central banks engaged in some form of CBDC work, not only marketing and significant rise from previous years, but also a reflection of growing acceptance and potential of CBDCs, according to data from Bank for International Settlements, BIS. So BIS survey shows the CBDC survey here. And, guys, you guys can go through that, do the research yourself. And, all of these combined, they tie together to show you guys that cryptocurrency, blockchain, all of that ties together. I'm going to bring it back here. My purpose here is clear. It's to illuminate or highlight the path forward for the world of financial services. My focus lies on the realms of cryptocurrencies and blockchain technology and the expansive domain of ISO 222. While topics like FedNow and CBDC came up a lot during this conversation today, that's not my real focus. It shouldn't command the spotlight. My mission remains rooted in the steering you through the transformative landscape that lies ahead in technology, where transitional norms meld with innovative trends. And basically, guys, in short, remember, we're here to guide you through the future of financial services, cryptocurrencies, blockchain, and the ISO 222, not for the FedNow and CBDCs. We want to stay away from the products that they're going to be using it on, or that they're going to be using, but we want to invest in the technologies that they're going to be using them on. That's what I got to say. Thanks, guys.
Nice, man. Killed it, bro. Nice, guys. Yeah. And so think about this, big takeaway I got from that was you guys have an opportunity to invest in the networks that they are going to be using, they already are. They're already using these networks. So imagine if you could go back in time to 1994. Geez, I was 12 years old. Okay. 1994, 1996, when the internet just really first started taking off. I remember going to Circuit City. I'd have to get an AOL disc to go to my grandma's house and search the internet, trying to look at Carmen Electra naked. Okay. But imagine if you could go back in time, how much money would you invest in companies like Amazon, Google, Yahoo? How much money? Probably as much as you possibly could. You'd probably sell every possession that you have right now if you had that opportunity, because those are the networks and those are the platforms. Because actually you can't even invest in the networks that the internet runs on right now. That was never made available. Okay. But you can still, and you could have invested into the platforms that the world runs on today. The Google, the Yahoo, the Amazon, so on and so forth. And you would have made life-changing wealth. And many people did. Okay. And that's all we're trying to do right now, is to show you the proof. This is not, in our opinion, This is not speculation. We just have the ability to see the future, to see the trends and where the future is headed. And we're just placing ourselves in the path of future wealth. Because like he just showed you, plenty of, this is rock solid proof that they are already using these networks. So it's only a matter of time before we go into real hyperdrive, we go into mass adoption, and those networks are being used in primarily every aspect of life. And when that happens, the price of those coins is going to be astronomical. So that being said, guys, appreciate it. That was a hell of a meeting today, guys. A lot of value. Okay, man, I wish more people were nerdy like us, you know, because we're just freaking absolute nerd dogs. But ain't nobody making it 50 fucking minutes watching this shit. But if you did, you know, you're badass. Okay, you deserve to be rich. Because that's one part of the end of that guy's video that I cut out is he's talking about, and I'm already there too. I'm already a billionaire. These guys, hectamillionaires. Okay, it's already happened. I just got to be patient and wait. Okay, because I already know. I've already done the research, and we're just trying. That guy right there, Ken, he's done hours and hours of research that most people ain't gonna read that report. There's words in there they ain't got a clue what that word means. Okay, so he's already done the work for you. We're trying to help you unplug, trying to help you get rich so that we can make the world a better place for our kids and our future generations, because that's really what it's all about. So again, if you haven't yet, go to our website, galacticcrypto.com. I just showed you. It takes less than 60 seconds. Okay, I can't even go to the bathroom in less than 60 seconds. In the time it takes to go to the bathroom and you're scrolling on your phone, you could download the workbook and get started, because that's what we're going to do right after this. For our members only call, I'm going to show people how easy it is to set everything up on the phone. I did it last week. Took less than 5 minutes to get all of the apps downloaded on your phone. It's so simple. Okay. So again, do that, then go support us, buy one of these badass shirts. We're almost sold out. Once we're sold out, we're going to move on to the next designs that we got in the process right now. Got some badass giveaways planned out. Again, all of this, the mission is to spread this information, try to wake you up, man, before it's too late. Because again, one last thing I'm going to share, and then we're getting off. We're done with you guys. Okay, we're giving you way too much, probably $20,000 in value today. But that's, you know, because we're doing the Lord's work. But anyways, let me see if I still have it right here. Here's that lady, Rosie Rios, who's actually on the board of Ripple right now. But anyways, okay, she said right here, people only change because of two things, inspiration or pain. 99% of people only change when there is pain. Grammatical error. I noticed that, and I'm a high school dropout. Okay, so it leaves them with no choice but to manufacture the shock to the system. So man, I'm hoping that you change before it gets painful, because it's going to get real painful. And we got a long warning, like Homeboy said. If there's more lockdowns because of the old boogeyman, this time it's going to be real painful if you're not ready. So that's it, guys, for this meeting. Guys, have a great week. We'll see you next time. Remember, like, share, do all that different type of stuff so we can get this message out there and make the world a better place. Adios, amigos.